my name is Marina, and I'll be showing you guys my creative process in creating my yurikera for the ILA. So for this video essay, I will briefly introduce yurikera before diving into the techniques using in creating them. I will then proceed to explain how I apply these techniques in my design process, and then show you guys the final product. So what are yurikera? At first, you may be familiar to the topic if you live outside of Japan, but if you've heard of Hello Kitty, then you've already been exposed to the consumer super product of Japan. So essentially, it's the mascot of Japan. While researching for this video, I actually noticed the sheer number of yurikera that surrounded me. Even when I went to the blood drive, they had a yurikera for blood. So yurikera refers to the cute characters or mascots that represent everything from a brand to a company and even a prefecture. Yuru derives from the word yuru, which means loose or easygoing in Japanese. And kera derives from the word kerakuta, which literally means character in Japanese. Though its name is easygoing, the yurikera does more than represent. They commercialize the place and company by appealing to Japanese consumers and tourist culture. So now that we have a basic understanding of yurikera, I'd like to dive into the techniques and key elements that make a yurikera. There are two important themes that define a yurikera. First, they must be cute to target customers' desire to consume. And secondly, they must have a simple design to achieve easy and cheap replicability. So why make them cute and simple? Answer: to make money. Ethologist Konrad Lorenz founded the theory known as baby schema, which states that a set of infantile features creates a sense of cuteness and produces dopamine, along with the desire to be its caretaker. A similar theory can be applied to small animals like puppies. Lorenz's theory consists of a set of characteristics which can be seen in this yurikera from Sano City named Sanomaru. So the first is a large round face and big simple eyes, often of just black and white colors, chubby cheeks with some rosiness. They have small nose and small mouth sometimes. A nose is missing or a mouth is missing. Short, thick extremities in the legs and arms. And of course, a plump body shape. Another interesting aspect of yurikera and also Japanese culture is kimokawaii, also known as grotesque cute. So this is the sense of weirdness that creates another attraction, often a fascination for a character that is both cute and simultaneously creepy. So this first man on the left is part of a collection known as Kobito Dukan. This is the Kobito Peach Man, and they are forest dwarves that make everything occur in nature. Their unsettling mix of human and vegetable traits creates an irresistible fascination among adults and kids who can purchase the minifigurines as collectibles, once again marketing off of consumers' desire to assemble the whole collection. In the center, this is Gloomy the Naughty Grizzly, who may look cute and cuddly, but is a wild animal. And unfortunately, in every episode, he kills his owner, who's a little boy. That's why he's got all these bloodstains on him. So the balance of gore and kawaii makes Gloomy a celebrity with a very successful 20-year-long commercial history. He even has a race team called Gloomy Racing Group, who drive in bright pink cars. And finally, on the right, this is Gudetama, a Sanrio egg character who embodies the Japanese youth's mental health and its lack of proper awareness. So despite being cute, like an egg yolk, he has some distinct features such as slits for eyes and an open mouth that, as Professor Bona's research pointed out, can compare to ghosts or lost souls, which gives him an eerie sense of gloominess. To accompany his cuteness. Similar to the other two, his questionable themes of depression or murder in case of the gloomy bear is often overlooked by the cuteness that accompanies him. And so the subtle social commentary is an important aspect that I want to include in my yurikera as well. So next we're going to look at anthropomorphism. So according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, anthropomorphism is an interpretation of what is not human or personal in terms of human or personal characteristics, or in other words, humanization. So pulling from Professor Bona's paper, anthropomorphic characters are common in marketing due to their utility in building good brand responses, and are frequently used in Japanese animation to humanize food, animals, and inanimate objects, often as an educational tool. Tying back to the baby schema, not only are they humanized, but they can be essentially babified. So here we can see a humanized chicken, a humanized pear, a cat, and even a black bear, just to name a few. And this makes the characters not only cute, but also approachable and relatable. And notice how they all have their arms open, ready to give you a hug or a high five. So aside from cuteness, I like to go back and remind everyone of the second critical element, which is simplicity. Why is it important? Because simple design makes mass production much cheaper. So let's bring back Gudetama as an example. The first thing I'd like you to notice is Gudetama's simple shape. He has soft round lines with no sharp edges or corners, and additionally his shading and highlights are at a bare minimum with a simple black outline. Moving away from shapes, notice the limited color palette he has, consisting of only yellow, white, and black, With gray for a few shadows, Gudetama is easy to draw and the color palette makes him easily recognizable. Finally, his character design consists of a few components. In this photo, it is just him as an egg yolk with the egg white and a caption on top. This simple design makes him adaptable, as you can sometimes see him in an eggshell with bacon or in a bowl of rice to represent tamago gaki gohan. All these combined makes for a wide range of merchandise whose possibilities are infinitely broad. So we can see here all the different things they can make. So let's dive a bit deeper into My Yurikera and some of the key components that were important to My Yurikera. So remember, the essential elements are cute, replicable, and then like to bring 2 new ideas, relevant, and marketable. So marketable, why should people care? Aside from being cute and replicable, yurikeras must be remarkable. Remember that the end goal is to make money and gain attraction. So why should people care about my yurikera? In this case, my target consumers would be ILA students. I want to unify the ILA students with a unifying symbol that can create a sense of identity for our small department. Though I don't expect much, I would love to see merchandise and goods created from this to further make use of my design as a yurikera. The last essential element that I've put was relevance. I've already done a deep dive into cuteness and simplicity, but relevance is another critical aspect of yurikera. Similar to a brand logo, yurikera represents something and aid in the commercialization of said thing. In my case, I want to represent the ILA, but before I can do that, I need to look at the senpai yurikera, Benkei, who represents Dosha University as a whole. Aside from the basic elements of cuteness and simplicity that I discussed earlier, Benkei also has some defining features that tie back to his purpose. This is a photo of Nijima-jo, the founder of Dosha, who studied in the United States before returning to Kyoto to create the Christian English school we have today. Notice how Benkei has the same mustache and attire as Nijima. Additionally, he has a Dosha emblem on his coat pocket and the Dosha name written across his hat. For those who are not familiar with Benkei, he's actually a beagle that was designed after Nijima's own beagle, who's also named Benkei. So despite the simplicity in a dog suit, Benkei still manages to be cute and hold a strong connection to the school he represents. So now that we've gone through all those 4 components, I'd like to talk about my final product and explain how I came to create this character. So this is Ira. Her pronouns are she, her, and her name is derived from the Japanese pronunciation of ILA, so Ira-chan. So, going back to those 4 components, let's see if she passes the yurikera test. Is she cute? Does she meet the baby schema? Is she simple? Does she meet the 3 simple components? Is she relevant to the ILA? Does she properly represent the ILA? And is she marketable? Would students want her as their yurikera? So test number 1, cuteness. So following the baby schema, I tried to incorporate as many of the listed features as I could. So we have a large round face and simple big eyes, black and white. Small round extremities in the hands and legs, and then anthropomorphized with the hands, the feet, the eyes, the mask. Small mouth, no nose, puppy-like with the ears, and a plump body shape. Additionally, I wanted to add some yummy kawaii elements with the under eye bags and the mask. Test 2.1 is simplicity. So, first thing, it has a simple spherical shape, no hard edges, and a black outline. Unfortunately, when I was exporting the image into the PowerPoint, it got rid of the outer one, but if you look at the mask and the dark outlining around that, that's what it originally looked like. And then the color palette is simple with only bright colors. We have green, blue, red, and brown. And then very few components, so we have the body, the mask, the ear headband, and then a plug-in cord on the side. Additionally, it has to be adaptable. So she's also adaptable. This is her plugged into a computer with 2 flags, the ILA emblem, and the translation symbol. Next is relevance. So I added the globe because ILA is an international group. Benkei's ears, these are the beagle ears, as a headband, and Nijima-jo's mustache on a mask. A cord that must be plugged into a computer. Under eye bags from sleep deprivation, and then arms and legs that aren't connected because she's a projection. And these will be explained in the next slide. So is she marketable? So social commentary on ILA's relationship to Dosha. We are a young and small group, only 10 years old, with 200 students compared to the 2,500 that are in the older group. And so I wanted to add this superficial mustache and ears to create this kind of like, oh, we're connected, but only on a superficial level. Additionally, the strain of online classes due to the pandemic and the virtual environment has been a huge strain on students, especially those living abroad. And so that's why I put the under eye bags and the mask to show that it's kind of got like a sickly sweet, like, oh, everything isn't as good as it seems, but we're still happy and cute. Just like how Gudetama is depressed, but still happy and cute. Another thing is that Benkei's educational and promotional videos are often limited to Japanese only, which I feel like is leaving out a lot of the ILA students. So I would want Ira to kind of take on that role for the ILA and create a more inclusive and diversified mascot for the ILA. And yeah, that's my final product. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the character breakdown and the design process, and I had a lot of fun experimenting with different ideas. And these are the resources that I used. Thank you for watching.